are in my room. It's August 28th, 1990, and I've taken out this video recorder, and I just wonder I should exploit the quality, the property of this machine of being able to take a very complete record of one's own diary. And insofar as moving pictures of me, and much less still life pictures of me, or the other way around, still life pictures of me, less moving pictures of me are hardly ever taken. I think this would be a good opportunity for me to speak into the camera, perhaps tell you a little bit about what's happening in my life right now, just for posterity's sake. And it's been quite an eventful start with my meeting Debbie, which actually was a relationship that started in last September of 1989. And that's been the first, it's turned out to be the first major relationship in my life in, I guess, about 10 years. Because for the past 10 years, it's principally been myself and Mary. And Debbie and I have been getting along quite well. We've been going out to Long Beach a couple of times. We want to go out again. This has been a hot summer. The weekends have been rainy. No, actually, it's not been a hot summer. It's been a very mixed summer. I was busy all summer working on a course. I'll speak more about that later. Perhaps I should mention some of the books that I'm currently reading. Here is one called The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, Thomas Kuhn. Fascinating book about the how scientific paradigms change and the difficulties that individual scientists encounter when they find exceptions to the generally accepted theory, how they deal with that, the kind of opposition they come up against in the scientific community, and the inertia which is that one encounters when a different paradigm, a new, more truthful, a more broadly explanatory paradigm is sought to replace the original one. Neil Postman, Conscientious Objections. Neil Postman's a very fine writer. His past two books, I think, are his best. This is a very witty essay. He writes in a very straightforward style, but that doesn't conceal the quality of his thought. Amusing Ourselves to Death was his previous book, and that was a very good book also. Neil Postman is very witty. There's almost quotable passages on every page. Very astute social critic, social observer, I should say. This is the score to, can we see it? Can we see this? Do you recognize those three men? Yep, Prokofiev, Shostakovich, and Khachaturian, and this is the score to Shostakovich's 10th Symphony. This summer, I've been starstruck, just a bit starstruck. I sent a letter, or I should say a birthday card. This is a blow-up of it, photostat of it, to Don DeFore. Don DeFore of Hazel, do you remember him? There he is right there. I sent that about a week ago. His birthday was August 25th, and I sent it about 9 days ahead of that. And it was a summer which was pretty much touched by the stars, because I also met on Monday, August 13th, 1990, I met this fella. That's right, this fella right there. You can see his autograph. See it? If I hold the card, if I just get it so it glistens in the light, you can tell if the autograph is not a part of this card. See that? So, I've been meeting the stars. And perhaps I should tell you just a little bit about the course I'm taking. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is the bed I spend so much of my time in. I was going to tell you about the course that I prepared this summer. Math 102. Math for, I keep it in this pink folder here. It's a brand new course for liberal arts students, and part of it is going to be, can you see this? Measuring the universe. Going to include a little bit about parallax and measuring the size of the Earth, measuring the distance to the moon, distance to the sun, and distance to the stars. I hope it's comprehensible. I hope I can make it comprehensible. They said anything, so goes the teacher's maxim, anything can be taught to anybody. Well, this course is going to be a challenge to that call to action. Another section, that's one entire section of the course, that whole subject of measurement. Another one is this: social choice. That has to do with how to divide an estate up, fair apportionment, voting coalitions, different methods of voting, and picking a winner fairly when there's a group or a number of competing groups who are voting on different sides of an issue. Fascinating. I think that's going to be the most fascinating part of the course. And the section that I'm going to start out with is this section on computers. And that has to do with just the codes, the binary codes, the different sorting algorithms, the efficiencies, comparing the efficiencies of different algorithms, and hamming codes, encryption. I even have some circuitry in there if we get a chance to do that. So I think this is kind of an ambitious undertaking, and I really look forward to that. Gee, I spend so much of my time in this bed reading. It seems like a natural place to... hello, partner. Who said you could mosey into this town here? I just burned that Lou. I burned that Lou's guts right out from the inside. I ain't taking no crap from nobody. Understand what I mean? Understand when I talk to you that I'm talking through my mouth? But this here mustache and this here hat represent my individuality. I'm gonna knock your teeth out if I catch you roaming around this town anymore.
Okay, thanks. Whatever you say. Well, I never knew that guy to have such a temper. I suppose it would be good for me to get out of town like the guy says. Alright, I will.
What a weird guy I am. Look, here's some of the composers that have captured my imagination this summer. I know Johanni Rautavaara, 3 symphonies on 1 cassette. I've become fascinated with the Soviet avant-garde. It took me a long while to get there because I was with Kabalevsky and Krennikov and the rest of them for so long. I don't know if you can see in back of me here, surrounded by many Soviet records. Here's a disc full of Soviet avant-gardists: Edison Denisov, Alfred Schnittke, Sofia Gubaidulina, Tigran Mansourian. Debbie and I met Sofia Gubaidulina last year. I think it was last April, was it? Great day. I've been fascinated with Alfred Schnittke. Look at all the Schnittke quartets, the 5th Symphony, the First Concerto Grosso. What else by Schnittke? I just went crazy. Here's another Soviet avant-gardist, Vyacheslav Artyomov. Here's a CD set. I hate the word collecting. I am buying the entire set of Shostakovich symphonies conducted by Kirill Kondrashin for a complete set, for a consummate performance of that entire 15 symphonies. Kondrashin. Nobody else. Got it? Artur Radzinski conducting the 10th. You know how many bars he cut out of that? Out of the recording, there's about 164 bars missing, mostly from the first movement. I guess the guy liked to cut, a regular Stokowski. And then here's Radzinski doing the 8th Symphony, which thankfully is pretty much all intact. I would like to show you my dinosaur collection, just briefly. we'll run through some of the magnificent specimens that I've collected over the years. All right, let's do that. With the Styracosaurus, just Diplodocus specimen. But that's not what's in the background. That's the Meninchiosaurus in the back there. Don't that make a great bear? Diplodocus. Oh my God. You don't want to get on the wrong side of him, do you? Whoa, look at that huge specimen. Parasaurolophus, or Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus is looks rather bird-like, almost ostrich-like there. I think this is one made from the Museum of China. Gumbisaurus, of course. No collection is complete without it.